So I was at the nursery today and there were some dilapidated canna lilies that were on sale, so I snapped them up. And I thought this would be a great opportunity to film a video all about growing canna lilies, all of the care, including just general maintenance, deadheading, transplanting, as well as securing our rhizomes over the winter for overwintering. So as you can see, there are some really lovely flowers still blooming, but a lot of the plant is looking a little bit old, a little bit tattered. First thing we want to do is do some general grooming of the old foliage. Now, when it comes to cleaning the foliage, I tend to be a little bit hyper vigilant, removing foliage at the first signs of browning or yellowing like this, but it's really up to you, your kind of scale on at what point does the leaf look so bad it's time to remove it. But for me, when it looks like this, I will just travel that stem and cut it off like that. Things like this, I don't need it, I'll remove it. Because once these plants get growing, they're very rapid growers. And so they will quickly replenish their plants with new leaves. So there's really no benefit to holding on to the old leaves. In fact, when you hold on to these old leaves that don't look good, a lot of the energy ends up being directed to trying to like heal them rather than generating new foliage. So it's actually really beneficial to remove those old leaves. And in some instances, I have this leaf right here, doesn't look good, and I can see that there's no other leaves emanating from it. So what I'm gonna do, I'm actually just gonna remove this whole stem, just like that. And that's gonna allow some of these new shoots to really grow better. And you can see this one in here, doesn't look good. I'll cut it back altogether. And removing any of these lower leaves that have fallen, it's also a good idea. Now, deadheading spent flowers is definitely, it's not going to affect the health of your plant, but it will definitely keep your plant looking good. And if you can stay on top of removing the old flowers, that's gonna allow your canna to continue to produce new flowers as well. So it's something that I always make sure to do, and it's really easy to stay on top of. For old flower spikes like this, you can see there's no other flower buds on this stem. So I'm gonna travel down to where this flower spike reaches its first leaf, and I will just cut it back. I try to do so at an angle and remove it just like that. And in instances like this, where I still have something that's got some color and something that's not great, I will remove this. And you can just use your hands to remove any excess like that. In instances like this, where you have some that are just getting started, some that are over, we will just remove what is left and allow the fresh one to continue doing its thing. And this sort of brownish stuff, it can end up, if you just leave it on, it can get disease as it will start to get moldy. What you really don't want is you don't want those old flowers to fall onto the foliage and just hang out, because that will definitely damage the foliage over time if it's just left there. So it's looking a little bare right now, but that's all right, because what we're going to do next is transplant it. One of the reasons why I can tell this plant is not doing so well is because I can see that it is probably very root bound in this pot. So what I'm gonna do, I've got some larger containers, more decorative, and I'm going to transplant these guys into this, and I'm going to provide it new fresh potting mix. I love this Coast of Maine bagged potting mix. This is what I use for all of my transplants, and it will be perfect for this guy. Now, before I do that, it is important to note that when you take plants from a nursery or a box store, give it a couple of days in the shade at your home before you put it out into the full sun. You can't be sure what kind of sun exposure they were receiving where they had been growing. So if you go and you just put it in the full sun, which is what these guys will like, You might be shocking it and you might end up with sun scald on your leaves. Burnt leaves will not look good. You'll have to remove them. So give them a couple of days in the shade first. All right, so now I'm gonna take it out of this plastic pot and, just wait. Oh yeah, just as I expected. That is what we call root bound. My goodness. Now what I want to do is take a hoary knife and just start breaking this up. And I will also just remove this bottommost layer of roots and try to open it up. All right, that's about as good as it's gonna get. And I'm gonna fill it up. All right, that should be pretty good. And once you get them potted up, I like to give them some slow release fertilizer. I always buy this in bulk. If you're looking for a big bag that's good value, just check the description below for links to the slow release fertilizer that I use. And I'll just sprinkle some on top. And then next, I always like to give all of my container plants a layer of mulch. I use natural wood chips. I get them for free. If you've never gotten wood chips for free, I also have a video link to show you how to do that as well in the description. And it's pretty simple. Just put it on top. And this is really gonna help to lock that moisture in, which is really important because cannas are lovers of moisture. They love the sun, they love their nutrients, that's why we give it that fertilizer, and they love their water. And then give them a nice drink. And after you've given your plants those couple days in the shade, you're gonna pick a nice sunny location. And I'm just gonna sit back, enjoy them, allow them to do their thing, and make sure that they stay nice and hydrated throughout the summertime. You can even consider putting a drip tray underneath that's gonna be able to catch any additional water, and you can even leave a little bit of water in there, which will provide it with some additional moisture as it needs. Well, so one of our 2 canna lilies has started to flower once again. It took a few weeks to recover after the stress that we induced on its root system, of course, so give it some time, but within 2 to 4 weeks for sure, they should definitely recover and start to regrow, just like you're seeing here. And with the simple maintenance that I outlined at the beginning of the video, you can really get many months of beauty out of your canna lilies from late spring all the way until your first frost. And once we do reach that first frost, I'll create an additional video showing you how to overwinter your canna lily rhizomes so that you can enjoy them from one year to the next and you don't have to worry about spending the extra cash for new plants every single year. They're one of the best, most worthwhile candidates for overwintering and taking a little bit of extra effort to do so. If you do have any other further questions or comments about caring for our canna lilies, absolutely leave them down in the comment section below. Thanks for joining me here on Plant Vibrations. I'll catch you later. Ciao.